In this video, we are going to talk about how you can use prompts to teach play skills. We will discuss two new sets of prompts you can use. One set to teach your child to imitate you during play, and another set to expand your child's play skills. For each set of prompts, we will talk through what skills it can teach, discuss how to use it, and watch some video examples. Then we will plan how you can practice teaching specific imitation or play skills to your child. Children use imitation to learn new skills such as how to play with a new toy, perform a new task, use new words, and communicate their interests in others. Children with social communication challenges often have difficulty learning new skills by watching others and imitating their behavior. You can use prompts to teach your child to imitate your actions and gestures during play. This strategy can improve your child's imitation skills. It can also help your child connect with you and learn new ways to play and gesture through imitation. Teaching imitation during play is most helpful when you have two of the same or similar toys, so that you and your child can imitate each other at the same time. Some toys work better than others for teaching object imitation and gesture imitation. It is also much easier to model actions for your child to imitate when you use toys that can be used in a number of different creative ways. Now, let's discuss some key aspects of prompts for imitation. You can teach your child to imitate play actions and gestures by engaging your child in a back and forth social game where you and your child take turns imitating each other during play. Start with imitate your child. When it is your turn, use balanced turns to help your child pay attention to you. Then model an action related to the play for your child to imitate, along with simple language that describes what you are doing. It helps your child pay attention to your model. For example, if your child has been pushing a car, when it is your turn, model putting a man in the car and say, "Man in." As soon as your child imitates you, give a reward or praise and let your child play the way he or she likes, even if you had to use a physical prompt. It is more important for your child to match your actions in general than to perform a specific action exactly. So be sure to reward any attempt at imitation even if it is not perfect. Remember to model an action for your child to imitate only about 1/3 of the time to make sure your child doesn't get discouraged. The rest of the time, continue to imitate your child's play. At this point, don't worry about teaching specific play skills. Instead, model fun actions your child is likely to want to imitate. If your child has a lot of difficulty imitating, start by modeling familiar actions even if they are unusual. For example, if your child only plays with cars by spinning their wheels and lining them up, model spinning the wheels when your child is lining up cars. You can also model gestures that are related to your child's play. For example, if your child is pushing the car, pantomime driving a car and say vroom. You will use two different types of prompts to help your child imitate. Since you are trying to encourage your child to match your behavior, you will repeat the model as a prompt rather than use a verbal instruction. Once you model the new action, wait to give your child a chance to imitate the action independently. If your child doesn't imitate after about 5 seconds, add more support by modeling the same action with the same simple language again. You can do this twice. Wait after each model to see if your child imitates you. Keep the verbal model the same each time the action is modeled. If your child does not imitate your action after the second model prompt, physically guide your child to imitate the action. Let's see an example of what using prompts for imitation to teach a play action with an object looks like. In this slide, Jordan is playing with a slinky by shaking it up and down. His mom focuses on her child and adjusts her communication by sitting face to face and imitating his play with some other slinky, which can be focused and adjust strategy. After a few minutes, Jordan's mom creates an opportunity by playfully blocking his play with the slinky, which can be create opportunities strategy. When she has Jordan's attention, she said, "Ball in," and models dropping a ball down the slinky. She waits for Jordan to respond by imitating her with his slinky. When he doesn't, she models the action and says, "Ball in," again and waits. When he does not respond, she models the action one more time. Jordan still doesn't respond, so she uses physical guidance to prompt him to imitate. After he does, she rewards him by saying, "Great job, ball in," and imitates his play some more. Children with social communication challenges often have difficulty coming up with new ideas for how to play and may play with toys in unusual or repetitive ways. Play skills are very important for language and social development. Play is an excellent place to work on problem solving and imagination. The better your child's play skills are, the easier it will be for him or her to play with other children. You can expand your child's play skills by using verbal prompts that will help your child come up with new play ideas and follow your directions in play. This strategy can increase the variety of play actions your child does with favorite toys, helps your child play with new toys, and play in more complex ways. If your child has more advanced play skills, you can teach him or her cooperative play with others. Since these prompts are primarily verbal, they are usually more successful for children with better play and language skills. If your child has difficulty responding to verbal instructions, you should continue to use prompts for imitation to help your child expand his play skills. Now let's discuss how to use prompts for expanding play. To expand your child's play skills, like I just explained, you can begin by using, focus, and adjust your communication strategy to join your child in play. Then use a create opportunities technique to gain your child's attention. Next, prompt your child to use a new or slightly more complex play skill with his or her toy. After your child uses the new play skill, give a reward or praise and let your child play the way he or she wants. Remember to prompt a new play skill only about 1/3 of the time to make sure your child stays in the lead. The rest of the time, continue to respond to your child's spontaneous play. You can increase both the variety and the complexity of your child's play skills. To increase the variety of your child's play, prompt your child to do different play actions with a favorite toy at the same developmental level. For example, if your child likes to line up blocks, prompt other actions with the blocks at the same play level, such as stacking the blocks or putting the blocks in different containers. You can also introduce new objects into play with your child's favorite activities. For example, if your child does not play with toys but enjoys food or gross motor activities, teach your child to play with toys by including them in a preferred activity. For example, you can place a favorite snack in a busy box for your child to get out, or have a doll take turns with your child on the swing or trampoline. You can also teach your child to play in more complex ways by prompting skills that are slightly more complex than the child's current skills. For example, if your child usually plays with toys by touching, banging, or dropping them, teach him or her to play by putting favorite toys in and out of containers. If your child is able to use a number of related play actions, you can increase the complexity of the play by prompting your child to tell a story through linking several actions together. For example, if your child likes to feed a baby doll, prompt the child to give the baby a bottle, burp the baby, and put the baby to bed. Now let's talk about the types of prompts you can use as prompts for expanding play. These prompts are listed on the slide from least to most supportive. A leading comment is a least supportive prompt. This type of prompt is appropriate for children who have good receptive language and some pretend play, but have difficulty playing more creatively or linking actions together. Once your child is engaged in play, make a clear comment that cues your child what to do next. Pairing it with a gesture can help your child respond. For example, if your child is holding an Elmo doll, say, "Elmo looks tired," and holding a blanket to encourage your child to put Elmo to bed. If your child has difficulty responding to a leading comment, you can use a slightly more supportive prompt by asking your child a question to cue him or her to do something new with the toy. For example, say, "What should Elmo do now?" Or, "Where should the train go next?" Your child can respond by doing the play action or by telling you. If your child has difficulty responding to an open-ended question, you can give your child a choice between two new play actions. For example, say, "Should Elmo eat or go to sleep?" This gives your child ideas of how other ways to play, but allows him or her to choose the play sequence or type of play that will be added. You can teach your child to play more creatively by using a verbal instruction to tell your child something else to do with a toy. For example, if your child is pushing a train, offer your child a toy tiger and say, "Give the tiger a ride." Be sure to follow your child's leads and give directions centering around the child's activity of choice. This prompt is helpful for children who may have difficulty responding to the less supportive prompts. If your child does not respond to the verbal prompts, you can use the prompt you have just learned for teaching imitation. Model a play action for your child to imitate. If your child does not respond, use physical guidance to help your child imitate your play action or follow your verbal instruction. Now, we're going to watch a short video clip. In the video, the mother used leading comments to help her son incorporate a baby doll into his play with the toy food. She begins by making this comment, "The baby's crying." He responds by pretending to cry but does not feed the baby the food. So his mother used a more concrete leading comment, "She's hungry," and shows him a bottle. He responds by feeding the baby with the bottle. She rewards him by responding to his comment, "She does," and letting him return to his play.
I got something.
Aiden, the baby's crying.
Where? It's near bottle.
She's hungry.
It's near bottle. Where? It's okay, little baby.
You feeding the baby.
It's done.
It's done.
It's now crying again.
She's not crying.
Let's see what it looks like to use prompts for expanding play. Tina's mom is teaching her daughter to do pretend play with a doll. Tina's mom focuses on her child by sitting face to face with Tina while she is playing with the doll and uses simple language to comment on Tina's play. Her mom creates an opportunity by taking a turn with the doll. When she has Tina's attention, her mom uses a leading comment to prompt Tina to feed the doll with the block by saying, "Baby's hungry," and showing her a block. When Tina doesn't respond, her mom uses more supportive prompts by repeating the comment and asking a question, "Baby's hungry, what should we do?" When Tina doesn't respond, her mom adds more support by giving the verbal instruction, "Give the baby some food." Tina then responds by using the block to feed the baby. Her mom rewards Tina by praising her and letting her play with the doll the way she wants. Now we're going to watch another video clip, some examples of parents using specific prompts for expanding play to help their child using more complex play skills.
Watermelon.
Baby's gonna watch you make watermelon.
I make a watermelon. I'm gonna make a watermelon. I got something. I got something.
Aiden, the baby's crying.
Where? It's near bottle.
She's hungry.
Your bottle. It's okay, little baby.
You feeding the baby.
It's done.
It's done.
It's now crying again.
She's not crying.
No, it says it's not crying.
I think she's cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
It's neat. This.
No, I think she's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
No, it needs apple juice.
She needs apple juice.
I'm cold. Oh, you need.
I think she'll need a blanket if she's cold.
No, it's half of we need we take a nap.
Is she gonna take a nap?
Yeah.
She's sleepy.
Yeah.
In the video clip, the mother uses several play prompts together to help her son engage in an extended pretend play sequence with a baby doll. The mom begins the interaction by joining in her son's play and responding to his initiations and play ideas. She then uses leading comment, "The baby's crying and she's hungry," to increase the complexity and variety of his play skills. He responds verbally. He says that he needs a bottle. Notice how the mom responds to his verbal request, but also has the child follow through with the play action of feeding the baby. When he's finished, she pretends that the baby is crying again, but responds to his language, letting him lead the play when he says she is not crying. She then prompts play again by using another leading comment, "I think she's cold." When he does not respond, she gives a direction and models an action for him to imitate, putting a blanket on the baby, right? Notice how she follows through with the play prompt, even if it's not his desired action. He then does become interested in the play and follows through on wrapping the baby in the blanket. Here's another video clip. The father uses several play prompts together to help his daughter engage in an extended symbolic play sequence, which is making tea, with object substitution, substituting a block for eyes. Her father begins the interaction by joining his daughter's play and commenting on what she's doing. She initiates by saying, "It is super hot," referring to tea. Her father responds by saying, "It is super hot," and then prompts her to expand her play by asking a question. "How do we cool it down?" When she does not respond, he adds support by asking a yes or no question. "Do you need some ice to cool it down?" He then adds more support by showing her an item she could use for the ice, which is symbolic play. She uses the ice to cool down the tea. He rewards her by letting her return to play how she wants.
Put the water in the cup. And then, oh, you're drinking hot water. Hot water. Wouldn't you like some tea?
Ooh,
Ooh.
It's super hot.
Oh, it's super hot. How do we even cool it down? How do we cool it down if it's super hot?
I need this cup.
Do you need to find some ice to cool it down?
Yeah.
Where could we find some ice?
I need some ice in this.
Maybe there's some ice out here we could use. This looks cold. Oh, the ice cube will cool down the tea. Oh. It's what?
It's really cold.
It's really cold now. The ice made it really cold.
I would like you to think of 1 or 2 goals that you will target this time. These goals should be related to increasing your child's object imitation or gesture imitation during play, or to expanding your child's play. Write your goals on your practice plan. Next, think about a play activity and a daily routine during which you can practice these techniques. Remember that you will need to add several minutes to your daily routine in order to have time to use the techniques. Once you decide on the activities, write them down on your practice plan. Next, think about the techniques that we talked about today for teach new play skills. These include prompts for imitation and prompts for expanding play. Choose the techniques that you will use to help your child use more complex imitation or play skills, including the specific prompts, and write these down on the sequence graphic in the practice plan. You should plan to practice these strategies for 15 to 20 minutes per day during play, as well as during 1 or 2 daily activities. Also, think about what may be hard about carrying out your practice plan and brainstorm possible solutions. We adapted the information for this presentation from the Project Impact Guide for Parents.